GM foods are simply better. A quote from MedlinePlus.gov says that GMOs can result in more nutritious food, tastier food, disease and drought-resistant plants that require fewer environmental resources, such as waters and fertilizer. Less use of pesticide, increased supply of food with reduced cost and longer shelf life, faster growing plants and animals, food and more desirable traits such as potatoes that produce less cancer-causing substances when fried, and medicinal foods that could be used as vaccines or other medicines. End quote. This means that concerns that the GMOs are less healthy are unfounded. Research also shows that they are just fine for your health and don't produce allergic reactions. I just wanted to point out that you can't trust everything you can read. You may see a whole lot of sources showing that GMOs are bad, horrible, terrible! And they could be. But as I take a look into the reasoning, it all seems to fall apart. For example, take CBAN, or the Canadian Biotechnology Action Network. Under the issues page, you can see that they say that genetically engineered trees are a problem, and also agrofuels or biofuels are a problem related to genetically engineered food? Ay, 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 ay. But when you click on those links, which say that GE trees or agrofuels or biofuels are bad, and the links say read more, you never find out that GMOs are bad. You just see GMOs are bad on the very first page, and then on the second page, like, gone? Huh? Do these guys even know what they're talking about? Or do they just want to misinform the entire world? As for the environment section, they actually do provide some reasoning on how they're bad, such as super weeds and super pests and biodiversity loss. But these are not specific to GM crops. If you use pesticides or herbicides, you will over time create super weeds and super pests. And as for the biodiversity loss, any mass farming activities will result in the same thing. Like, what is this? Anyways, as for the increased herbicide use, what they say is true. Start quote. The widespread cultivation of GM herbicide-tolerant crops has pushed up the use of herbicides such as glyphosate. Herbicide sales in Canada have increased by 234% since GM crops have been introduced, 1994 to 2020. End quote.